Hello, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Renee. This is Minecraft, and tonight I am going to be gathering some resources and building the cap of a giant mushroom while you drift off to sleep. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds of the rain, the breaking of the blocks, and the placing of the blocks whenever we get there. Let the music guide you into a nice, long, deep sleep. We are starting here in the desert because I need to gather some sand in order to make gravel. And along with the sand, we are going to be gathering up some sandstone as well. So the first little bit of this episode will be just a lot of blocks breaking and some resource gathering. So I hope you enjoy the sound of breaking sand as well as the cute little popping noises as I pick up hopefully all of the blocks that we knocked down. We're gonna start by just sort of taking it down the upper levels of this mountain, layer by layer, until we fill up a good amount of our inventory. We also have a pink shulker box and an ender chest that we can use to gather up and transport many of these blocks. Along with the sand, we will also be venturing about a couple hundred blocks off that way. You cannot see it right now, but there is a mesa biome over there, along with some badlands, and they should have plenty of terracotta for us to gather. So let's keep going. Thankfully, the sand itself is really easy to scoop up with the shovel, but we do need to get down to sandstone. I know there is some directly beneath us because I saw it exposed as I was flying by. So we'll take down just a little bit more here. And then I want to start shoveling straight down, yes, until we hit the sandstone. Oh good, we've got plenty here already. All of this below us now. All of this should be sandstone. So we'll get out our trusty efficiency pickaxe and just start mining down. And we'll see just how much sandstone we can gather up. This is going to take far less time than I originally thought it was going to, which is always a plus. True to its name, this pickaxe is mining very efficiently. see if we can fill up our entire inventory here with sandstone, and maybe even a little more than that. We'll take down some of this sand too. We are sort of cannibalizing this mountain for our own personal gain. And while I do try to avoid permanently damaging the biomes in Minecraft, just because I like to leave as small of a footprint as possible, sometimes it is unavoidable, especially when the resources that you are gathering are non-renewable and unable to be farmed in any other way. We do what we have to do, and we are already close to a full inventory here. I just love the sounds that the blocks make as they're breaking. It's so satisfying. All right, that's a full inventory. Why don't we put as much of this as possible in our ender chest? And we'll keep going. Let's at least get one more stack of sandstone here to finish filling up the entire ender chest. And then we will move on to gathering up some terracotta. All right. That looks like plenty. And I am going to place the rest of the sandstone back down. That might seem a little silly or a little counterintuitive. Why don't I just take it with the rest of the sandstone? To give you a truly honest answer, I don't know. But I do enjoy having very even numbers as much as possible. All right. That is good for now. Let's climb down this big sand mountain and let's see if we can go find some terracotta. Ideally, they have red terracotta, but regular terracotta that's not red is okay as well. Look, a sleeping child. Let's not disturb him. Let's set this beautiful horse. Well, I was gonna say let's set him free, but he's got a very unique pattern, and at some point I do want to gather up all of the horse types and give them all one single home somewhere in our forever world. So we're actually going to leave him there for now, under the care of the villagers, and we will be back later. The Look at this cute little rabbit. Oh, there's 2 of them. There's 3 of them. Is that a baby? Is that a baby rabbit? Oh my goodness. It's adorable. Look at him. They're so cute. Oh no. Oh, I'm falling in love with this little desert bunny. Look at his little tail. Look at his pink ears. Oh, he's looking at us. Alright, we're just gonna creep away nice and slow. We will leave them be. Maybe someday we'll come back. Oh, look at him jumping. There's so many of them here, you guys. We will be back. It is not the right time. We have another goal in mind. And it's supposed to be raining. I don't know why it's not. Let's see if we can fix that really quick. There we go. Maybe it doesn't rain in the desert. That would make a certain amount of sense, actually. That's a little bit more realistic. Maybe once we get to the Badlands over here, it will start to rain. It doesn't seem like it. Maybe it doesn't rain in the Badlands or the Mesa biomes either. There is still so much I don't know about this game. But that's quite alright. Our goal right now is to get up to the top. I would rather shave layers off the top of a mountain than cut a big hole into it. And what is that? Red terracotta. That's perfect. Is this regular terracotta? Yes. So we can start taking down all this regular and all this red terracotta. And actually, I think I have a pair of shears in our ender chest. Let's shear up some of these dead bushes. You never know when they might come in handy for building in the future. All right. Let's just grab a couple more. That should be good. And let's keep gathering up these materials. This is a little slower than mining the sand, but that's quite all right. It's almost nicer because it's a little less messy, and I can control exactly which blocks I'm mining a little bit better. For this, we are going to try to fill up our entire shulker box, which is empty at the moment, as well as our entire inventory. I may not be talking much as we go, unless I have something interesting to say. I think it's nice to just sort of zone out, meditate a little bit, kind of hit that flow state of just breaking blocks And continuing on. Let's cut into the mountain a little bit, just to get as much of this red as possible. We won't take all of it. And if I can leave this area still looking fairly natural, that would be ideal. But we'll see how it looks when we're done with this little middle section here. I do enjoy exploring, so I think it would be fun anyways to run around and find another patch of red terracotta to destroy. Alright. That still looks alright, doesn't it? Let's maybe take some of this down. And let's keep going. I like this single block of brown terracotta up here. I'm sure if we had a whole nother layer, they would all be brown. But it's funny how just a single one generates. And here's a big patch of red terracotta right up on the top of this little peak. So I think we can just take these entire layers down. And we've got a little armadillo friend over here. He's adorable as well. Look at his little legs go. Oh my goodness, you guys. I love all these animals. And this is even before the new update here in March of 2026, when this is being filmed. They have announced and are about to release, I think it's called Tiny Takeover. The Tiny Takeover update is about to come out. So, all of the cute little animals that we're seeing right now. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to scare you. They're actually about to get a major upgrade and become even cuter. At least the baby ones are. Though I cannot imagine how they're gonna get any cuter than this. I looked at this block and I thought it was the armadillo. I was wrong. I hope we're not disturbing his home too much. Hopefully he'll be able to survive a couple block layers down. Oh. He is very interested in what we're doing and doesn't seem to be too scared of us. Kind of like making big circles around this thing. And kind of closing in from the outside. I feel like it makes it go by a little faster. Or it at least gives the illusion we're making faster progress because the amount of blocks left to mine gets visually smaller as well as numerically smaller. Does that make any sense? I hope so. Let's see, we're getting close to a full inventory. I would like to keep going, but I'd like to find some other sources to take from, like this little patch of red right here. Easy peasy. And these little stacks of red right here. I don't think anyone is going to miss these. And these couple little layers might get us down, or might fill up our inventory. You guys will have to let me know if all my sound is balancing out okay. I definitely want to make sure you can hear the blocks breaking and placing. I think that's an important part of the Minecraft ambiance. I also want to make sure that my voice can be heard without being too loud or overwhelming or drowning out the other sounds. I also want to make sure that you can hear the sounds of the rain in the background. However, there is no rain at all right now, and I'm still not sure why. But that's all right. Let's place all these terracotta into our shulker box. And we have room for more and a full inventory open once again. So, let's run a little deeper into this biome. Look for some more terracotta. Well, it's all terracotta, I suppose. But I want to look for a good source of red terracotta. Look at these beautiful jagged peaks over here. I know it's a little hard to see because it's kind of foggy, but I think they're beautiful. And we have a little strip here of red, so looks like it's only one layer. That's not too bad. Let's start taking it down And we can take down some of the terracotta around it too, to help gather up some extra blocks. The regular terracotta will need to become red terracotta, but the plan is to dye it. We have a good source of renewable red dye, so that should not be a problem in the slightest. There is so much more here than I thought. Look at all this red terracotta. This was hiding under the regular terracotta. That's even better. Oh look, they dropped a scoot. One of the armadillos did. I'm not sure exactly what you use the scoots for, but I know they can be valuable. Oh, you can use them to make armor for your dogs, can't you? All right. Oh, look, more right here. Let's keep going. We may not have to go any further than this. We might be able to fully fill up here in this one little section, which would be great. I'm not complaining. Then we can get down to the real work of this video, which will be filling in the outline of the cap of our giant mushroom. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you might want to go watch the previous ASMR video where we build up the mushroom stem using birch blocks. You can also watch any previous live streams that mention a big mushroom, also known as the mother shroom. We're big fans of puns around here. And we built the mushroom up to hide our mob farm. What does that sound? It sounds like something is hurting. Was that the armadillo making some sort of noise? I hope he's all right. Oh, that's just him getting startled as I walk by. All right, as long as he's not actually getting hurt. I do need to break these blocks, my friend. My apologies. Why don't we come back over here and keep working on these red ones? They make the cutest little squeaky sound when they get scared. I'm sorry, little guy, you're just really in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I appreciate the company. Alright, we got that section pretty good. Like I said, I do want to leave some of the blocks there, just to keep a sort of natural look to everything. And let's take down some of this terracotta, at least to fill up this stack. Perfect, that is 64. Nice and even. We still have some room here. Let's place the shulker box down. We'll put all of this inside. I think we'll keep going for a little bit longer. We do have a whole nother pickaxe if the durability on this one gets too low. Let's see if we can find another patch of red terracotta. This is pretty close. Is that red over there? I think this is good. Let's get this one. We should be able to gather all this up pretty quickly. We'll just take it down a couple layers and get as much as we can. Oh, this is huge. Well, why don't we leave some of the red that's over there and just kind of dig down into this little pocket right here. We'll definitely grab up some of this terracotta as well. Trying to keep it looking semi-natural. Let's just take down this whole little bit right here. There's some red on the other side. And some red beneath it as well. Maybe we can just sort of cut out some of this. Maybe we can take all of this red terracotta, and no one will be any the wiser. It's like it wasn't even here. There we go. Oop. Can't forget that one. All right. And we should be able to take down a good chunk, if not all, of this that's right here. And then after that, I think we will have enough, hopefully have enough, to complete the mushroom. All right. There we go. Let's see what we've got. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. We'll just grab up a little more terracotta just to see if we can fill out that stack just a little more. You know what? I'm all right with that. I don't want to get too greedy. And we are going to start flying back. We will have to traverse the desert a little bit. And then we will have to run through the nether to get all the way home. But the sounds of the winds is kind of nice up here, isn't it? Well, now we're going over the ocean. Let's follow the coastline. There should be a village over here, cropping up soon. Yes, there we go. Here's the village, and our nether portal is right here. Perfect. Don't mind the nether, you guys. We're just gonna take a nice little run back. If you're wondering why the nether is purple, that's because of my texture pack, which turns it this pretty swirly purple color. Looks a little less like raw meat than the original vanilla texture pack. And I must admit, it's a little trippy as well. The sort of repeating pattern can play some tricks on the eyes. But we took a little turn. Now it's a straight shot back to our first nether portal. Almost there, don't you worry. And here we are. Well, it's raining all right over here. That's kind of what I was looking for. We can drop a couple of these things off back in our storage area, like this dead bush and the armadillo scoots. And we'll drop the sticks off here as well. Now let's make our way over to the mushroom. We can run through our town a little bit just to see some of the sights, this beautiful little bridge. Say hi to the chickens as we go by. Hi, chickens. Here's our general store that we built up in a different ASMR video. Oh, there's some customers in here as well. Some customers, and then we've also put some actual villagers back here. This guy has a very handy fortune trade. This guy trades for terracotta, glazed terracotta, and quartz. Alright, I'll get out of your way. I'll let you take care of your shopping. We did pick up a chicken egg, so let's see if we get a chicken. Not today. We can take a little run through this way. This guy's out here enjoying the sights, enjoying the rain. This is a beautiful little garden area. I did build this and record it and intended to publish it as an ASMR stream. Unfortunately, I deleted the footage before I could post the video, which is very unfortunate. But at least we still have the build itself. Let's say hi to Jack. Hi, Jack. You want to turn and take a look at me? Thank you. And let's come over here. Let's grab up some red dye. I think we have some bone meal. We will use the red dye to color the regular terracotta red as needed. We can get more red dye by just bone mealing these roses as many times as we want. Let's do some more. We'll go through all this bone meal pretty quickly. have almost 3 stacks of rose bushes. And we don't even need to take it to a crafting table. We can just turn them into red dye right here, right now. We'll put some of this back. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure exactly how much I'll need over the course of this build, so let's just bring all of it. Now we have all of the materials that we're going to need. We'll come over here. And let's start flying. Flying through the night. I'm gonna hope I don't get lost. Flying all the way over to our giant mushroom. I apologize for the lack of interesting visuals at the moment as we glide through the rain and the mist. But you should be asleep anyways, so it's all right. And there it is. We can see it in the distance. Let's avoid these trees and make our way over. Hello, Caleb, our guest. All right, and we have made it. Let's see here. We do have some red terracotta. Let's put all the regular terracotta away and keep the red ones on hand. Let's set down this shulker box. Grab out more red. You know what? I'm gonna attempt some organization. Let's put the red back, grab out all the regular terracotta. Hopefully put all the regular terracotta in here. All right. Let's put some of this back. Or let's grab out a bunch of this. We can put the red dye in. Let's see, is there anywhere else we can store the red dye? Yes. We're actually gonna store it here. And we're gonna store as much terracotta as possible in here as well. We're so close. Let's see. Let's take out some of this sand. This feels like a mathematical conundrum. I guess I can put an ender chest in an ender chest. Actually, I don't think I can do that. I think that's a bad idea, and I don't even want to try it. But I can put the bow in there, and we can take that out. Let's just set one of these down. There's got to be somewhere I can put this sand. Let's just put it in here. We'll put the gravel in here. All right. I'm good with that organization. Let's get to building. So we have the entire base laid out. What we need to do now is start filling in the walls. We're going to follow this path that has already been laid. And then we're going to switch it up to follow the outline. I think we are going to have to go sort of layer by layer here. So I'm interested to see just how much of this we'll be able to get done in the next probably hour and a half or so. Let's see here. Something like that, so that we're starting to bring in the sides of the mushroom, sort of block by block. And I know that means some of these end up being extraneous, and I think along the way we can try and break them as much as possible. But I do think that to some degree, it sort of is what it is, you know? You can't save all the blocks. Let's see, and technically, this one would come up here like this. So these blocks don't need to be there. And let's keep going. I believe that's an extra block. Yes. Are you an extra? You are. Usually all those corner blocks are going to be extra blocks. I think we do need to start bringing this side in a little bit. Let's do that. So I think we can save these for later. We'll definitely need one right here. We'll replace these at some point, but I'm not as worried about it right now. All right. Oops. I'm just going to do a quick little free cam. I'm just trying to check the angles of all of these, just to make sure everything looks all right. And, oops, didn't mean to fall, sorry about that. Oh, that was a big fall. Let's see, we should be able... No, I thought we could rock it back up easy enough. but I guess not. Alright. Let's try not to fall off the side of the mushroom this time. And let's keep going. I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little tedious to have to break all those extra corner blocks, but I do feel compelled to use our resources as efficiently as possible. Let's see now. And how does this one want to connect up? Okay. I see the vision here. Alright, I think that transition is okay. I am going to break that block. Let's start from this side. Oops, not a torch. Let's see. And these ones are going to stay a level lower. Just a little bit as we come around. And then maybe we can start raising this level up a little bit. Let's go over one more. And then these will come in like that. How is that looking? Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now we're coming up on the close a little bit here. Let's keep it going. Let's see if we can get a nice little curve. I do think I want this to curve a little more into this layer. So we're just going to bring that out by one. Something like that. And then it's going to get flatter here at the top. Yeah, all of that's pretty flat. And then now this will come up another layer. Maybe, I think we want that curve again. maybe it's like this. Or maybe it's like this. I think that's good. And maybe we can sort of define this curve a little bit. So then we know that all of this can be filled in flat. And all of this can fill in. We'll leave this scaffolding tower here for the moment. Okay. Now how is that gonna look from afar? I think that looks pretty good. I think that sort of accomplishes the goal that I'm going for. Definitely needs a little bit of refinement here and there. But that's all right. We'll have plenty of time to do that later. Let's see, and we've got plenty of terracotta left to use. So let's move on now to the next section. I think I want to go this way. And we're just going to keep chugging along. We can pick up all of these. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get the entire thing done in this video, but we'll do as much as possible, and maybe I'll end up making a part 3. Or maybe I'll just finish it up on my own to get it done. While this is also a repetitive task, something about it feels a little less repetitive than all the work we were doing for the mushroom stem. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe this requires just a little more thought and a little more effort, even though it's basically the same task of filling in these outlines and just placing the same block again over and over. I don't know, something about it feels like it requires a little more creativity. I guess we can get rid of all of these, can't we? Because they are about to get covered up. I do think it's a little easier to stand on here and build down. see. It looks like this one goes in one more. But this one is gonna jump up. So let's see where we can make that transition. Okay, we can build up from this side. Let's do that. And then let's take out the extra. Save the blocks as much as possible. All right. Now I think we're curving in and then starting to flatten out. Oh, that's perfect. That lined up right how it was supposed to. Now let's see, this side jumps up and back. And I believe the other side doesn't, so again we'll have to do a little transition. Into flatness. Maybe here, maybe let's see, let's kind of take a look at how this is curving. Okay, I think this is going to be perfect actually. But close. Close. Let's put a couple more here. Let's put one more here. Oops, sorry I keep jumping into free cam like that, you guys. That was an accident. Alright, let's pick these up. Let's climb back up this side. Let's keep going. I feel like these sections are going by a little faster than I was expecting. Maybe it's because we're doing that thing where we start from a little further away, a little bigger, and then we sort of zoom in and get smaller and smaller. Let's see. I think that this whole section is actually going to be flat. So I could have left some of those blocks there. But that's all right. Let's keep going. Okay. We have some funky shapes going on here, you guys. That's not good. I'm gonna try to even it out a little bit while we're here. Oops. Again, sorry that I keep going into free cam. Okay. We need this curve that starts here to actually extend out this way and come around and attach over there. So we're going to take out some of that. And let's just sort of build out the curve. And then we can fill in after that. There, that looks pretty good. Oops, ooh, that was a hard fall. Sorry, everybody. Let's climb back up. Let's fill in this whole little section. Not with a torch. I do like that strategy that we employed, where we create the curve first and then we fill in the panel. So let's do that here. Let's see if we can create this curve. How does that look? I think that's acceptable. Now all we have to do is fill this in. I almost fell off the edge right there. I'm thinking about it, let's come down here, pick up these 2 little blocks, and then come back up, and we'll finish filling in the rest of this section. All right, that's one entire section done, and that is only a quarter of the mushroom. That's all right. I'm already seeing a couple things here to edit. We'll do a lot more of that later. Let's start working on the next section, why don't we? I thought that was a spider or something because it was glowing, like how the spider eyes glow. And I thought for a moment, we should not be having any mobs spawn there. That's all slabs. Thankfully, I was wrong. All right, that's another layer done. And we need to build up one more. Nice and easy. Just stacking these on top of the other ones. Now we can curve in another block. Let's go the opposite way this time. And it looks like we're going up one more. All right, now we're going in another one. Oops. Oh look, an opportunity to gather up all of these blocks. All right. Oh no, we have to find a spot like this where we can jump up one block. Okay. Oops, oops. Double oops. Let's see, we can just climb up. Oh boy. Oh boy. My own build is really giving me the runaround here. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, it looks like this side needs to go in one. That side too, okay. So we can build this out a bit. We can take down some of these blocks. Let's build in. And just keep going. No extra corner blocks. All blocks must be filled. Oops. Actually, we did need some extra corner blocks. Okay, let's do that. And then hop up to the next layer. Let's see, I believe, yes, both of these need to flatten out a little bit. So let's fill this in. At least a couple blocks flat. Before we hop up to the next one. I think this is a spot where we can start connecting the curves. Looking at it from above, I think I actually want to do that, as well as that. Okay. Now this curve, hold on, I gotta get a top-down view. Okay, I think I know what to do. We want to come out a couple, and then start turning back. Oh, I think this is going to be a very bad curve. It's a little rough. Just over here. I think I actually want this to come out this way one more. And then we'll have it like that. And then all of this is going to be flat. So let's work on this next curve. Okay, we got to connect this one to here, to here. So I think we're going to have a couple of these shorter ones, then we can go a little longer. And then this should connect. It didn't quite connect where I wanted it to. Let's try from this side. 1, 2, 3, go back 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Okay. And then this one will come out here like that. Let's just make this curve while we're at it. All right. I'm good with that. Let's start filling in these panels. Okay, that part of the panel is done. We have this panel over here. Oh, I was supposed to connect this up to here, not up here. Oops. Well, let's connect these ones together. Oh no. Okay, I gotta climb back up. All right, how does that look? It's not quite a curve, but I think it'll do for our purposes. Let's start filling in these panels once again. All right, and I think we can go ahead and fill in this top area. How does that look if we pull away? Okay, it definitely needs some refining, but I'm happy with that overall. Maybe we can work on, maybe we can work on connecting some of these pathways first. Let's use the firework to get back up. What if we connect up these corners to start before we do any other parts of it? Oh, I'm sorry I keep falling, you guys. That's not good. That's a bad look for me. Okay. Okay. Now this curve needs to connect up to there. Whoa. Did you hear the way I said there? That was weird. Okay, I'm not even gonna check it. I'm just gonna say that's good enough for me. Okay, I think now we're getting to a spot where the curves are going to be a little more frequent. So we'll kind of go from the ground up now and connect in the middle. This was supposed to come up one and connect a little differently. Let's just do that for now, and I'll figure it out more later. We're just gonna have a long straight line here. We'll bring this in. Then build this up. If we just have this one going straight across to meet up with that other one. Oops, that's supposed to go there. So this would be, oh, we need to fly again. Okay, so we're just gonna pull this all the way across. For now, I think it's gonna change in the future, because I think that having one big long straight line isn't really gonna work in the long run for what we're trying to do, but let's try it for now. then this will pull back. I'm trying to fix this curve a little bit as we go. Oops. Let's see, down here. All right, we've got those connecting. Let's bring these over. We are out of our red terracotta. Well, that's fine. We definitely have more. Let's slide out here and go get some more. Where did I put them? This is definitely not enough red terracotta to finish, but we'll get through as much of it as we can. We're almost halfway through, you guys. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that progress. Let's see. I think that should come down. Alright, now this is all gonna curve in a block. Just jump on top. And then this one will come up one. And this will sort of curve behind. Let's see, and this one needs to be pushed back. I think it'll match up with this, so that's correct. And over here, these are gonna be inset. Just a layer of 2. Yeah, that'll line up perfectly. All right, and that's half of the mushroom done. It's looking good, you guys. A little funky in some places, but that's all right. We'll continue on for a little while longer here, but I do think I will be signing off fairly soon. Let's see if we can at least get through all the red terracotta that's in our inventory. And then after that, we can call it a night. It's not too much left. Maybe a little more once we pick these up. We need a proper full block to jump on. And then this is actually going to go back. Back a block. It looks like this one is more so going just up a block. So let's see. And then we can, we'll just start to push it back right here. Perfect. And this side needs to go up one more. Just like that. That matches up. And now we push back. Let's see. Let's take care of these first, so we don't forget later. And this side pushes back as well. All right. And this side goes up one. And so does the other. Let's break these. Climb up. And move across. Let's see, now this one is curving in a block. And this one is going up one. So let's see where we want to meet in the middle. Why don't we just do that? Alright, then we'll hop down, pick these up so we can build for as long as possible. And then we'll have to come over here. I don't want to break one of these, but there's no other way besides just fireworking up and then hitting the ground a little hard. That's all right. We just have to try not to fall off. Here, much more. But this side is going to come in one. And this side is going to go up one. Let's pull this back. And then we'll meet up. Right there like that. Perfect. Now this one's going back. So is that one. So we should meet up perfectly. There we go. Same thing again. These look like they both go up and in. And meet up. And we'll take down these extras like usual. And then bring these ones up and in. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this now. That was perfect. Now, oh, rinse and repeat. It looks like these actually stay at this level as we go back. So let's see if we can get a good curve here. Alright, I think that's good. Now we'll come up and over. And those should meet up perfectly. And those will actually be flat for a little while. Let's grab these. I suppose we could just make a little bridge for ourselves. Actually, we're gonna need to fly anyways. How's this side looking? It's looking pretty good. Definitely looks a little different from the other sides. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's bring it back. 2, 3. And we're just trying to connect up to that one. 1, 2. Let's do that. And then we can fill in all of this. And I think this is going to take us right up to the end of our terracotta. Almost. We can fill in a couple more here. All right. Let me see what we're looking like. All right, definitely needs some work, but I'm super happy with where we're at so far. Let's see. I suppose I could go grab some more terracotta, some of the regular terracotta, and dye it red. And maybe we'll keep going for a little while longer. Let's see how much we can get. That's pretty good, actually. Why don't we just make all of this terracotta red? Maybe we'll get to the end of all of these and see how much we can get done. We've got one more little bit up here to fill in. We want these curves to match up. Let's see. This one is already pretty close. One, two. 1, 2. Let's bring this over 2, bring it forward 1. And then bring it over 2 more. Let's do it like that. Let's fill this in. oops, not fall down. Okay. And then I think all we have to do with this panel is just fill it in. No decisions to make. Just putting block after block down. Okay. We've got 3 more panels left to go. Let's see what we can get done. You know what? I changed my mind. Let's put these back. We'll just build this up one more, and then we'll start bringing it back. Okay. Let's rinse and repeat the same process. There we go. It looks like this goes back 1 and then up 2. So we'll start with just back 1 first. Make sure we get these in the proper place. And that matched up perfectly. And I think all we have to do now is stack all of these up just one more. There we go. And then now we're coming in. Oh, that met up. All right. That was faster than I thought it was gonna go. Now this is gonna go up and back. And I think it should meet up perfectly. However, we do need to go break all these extra blocks. And let's just start from this side because we're already over here. Okay. And I think we're doing the same thing again. You know what? This time, I just want to try. Let's see. What if we don't break those extra blocks? And just do the same thing. There, that matched up pretty perfectly. But I gotta pull, see what it looks like from afar. Okay, I think it's alright to have that there. For now, it doesn't look super out of place. Now this one goes up and back a little bit. lines up pretty well. And this one is going to pop up and back. But let's go back to the original way of doing it, where we break these extra ones and then hop in. Okay, and this goes back to, so we can just build these up a few. And we're gonna need to connect these 2 points. So let's see. This can actually that's gonna go out 2. That's also gonna go out 2. Okay. Now this will go back 2. And then 1, 2, 3. And then another 1, 2, 3. Ooh, not quite. We need to go a little further. Actually, I think that will be perfect. Alright, let's fill this in a little bit. Let's see, this one. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And that one's already done. So all we need to do now is just fill in all these open spaces. Easy as pie. Oops. Do we only have 2 more sections left, you guys? That's pretty good. Pretty good. We might be able to finish these last 2 sections just with all the blocks in our inventory. If we do, I will be very excited and very impressed with myself. Okay. We are close, everybody. Let's keep going. Why don't we just do these last 2 sections kind of all at once? That will probably make it go by a little faster. And then we will feel so accomplished at the end. Yes, this all needs to go up 1 more. Let's see, we can break some of these just to put more terracotta in our pockets. Actually, I think we just lost some of it down into the water, but that's all right. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Let's keep going. I should see if we can go get whatever dropped down here. It is dark, so it's hard to see. Maybe it was just this one block. Alright, well, we will need to fly back up then. Really quick. Let's keep going. And now this is going to go back one and over one. We should meet up with the middle here. Yes, and we keep going, just doing the same thing. Perfect. This one will go back, but we can go take out these extra blocks. You know what I've just realized, you guys? This episode or this video and the previous video where we built up the stem, I forgot to turn on replay mod so that I could create a time lapse of this thing being built, which is quite unfortunate. I did also forget to do that at the very beginning of the build, so some of the outline was already done. But I guess now it doesn't matter. So if you don't have the full thing, you really don't quite get the same effect, do you? Okay, it looks like all of this needs to be built up one more. So we can actually take out all of that. And on this side, it needs to go up one more too. So that's perfect. Easy enough. Then once we hit the other side, we'll go down and pick up all those blocks. All right. Let's get all of these bad boys. There we go. We're gonna close ourselves in here at some point. All right. Now we've got to build up and over this one. It looks like, yeah, same thing over there. You just kind of hold down, crouch, moving backwards, hold down the right click button to place the blocks. It kind of does the work for you. You just have to turn your direction a little bit here and there. We're just going to ignore those for now. Alright, now this side moves up and back one. So does this side. So, this should be fairly easy once again. And I think this one goes up and back. I think that one goes up and back as well. I'm glad we saved this one for last, albeit unintentionally, because this one, hopefully I'm not speaking too soon, but this final panel has been smooth sailing so far. Let's hope it continues that way. I'm a little worried that we are going to run out of blocks, but let's see what happens. All right. Actually, we're going to leave this here. Let's take out this. Because while this one goes up and back, the other one does not. So we're finally getting to a point where it'll be a little bit uneven. But that's okay. That means we'll just have to figure it out. Oops. Let's see. And then we're going to do this. Okay, now this one goes up and back. Let's sort of follow this curve, see where we end up in the middle. And that one is going to go back. Okay, let's take these out so I don't forget. And then we're actually going to remove that one because I know that's going to be too harsh of a point. And then let's just bring this back. Okay, I think that's good. And I think we can do this side without necessarily needing to fill out that curve first. Let's try. Okay. We got one more here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2. Let's see how that looks pulled back. Okay, that definitely curves in a little too much. So we can take some of this out. We can take a little more of this out. And I think that should be good. Okay. That curve looks all right to me. There is a little something funky right here. Now we can pull this up one. Oops. Let's grab all of these. Let's get out of here. Back up to the top. And then let's follow this all the way around. Perfect. Meet up like that. Then we'll come over here. Great. Now we have a couple more curves to connect. Let's see if we can connect this up to over there. We'll need to go 1, 2, 3 blocks, it looks like. So maybe we can go see if that connects. It does. Perfect. Let's try and do this one. And this should connect. Perfect. Let's fill in these panels. I'm a little worried that we're going to get so close to finishing and that we won't have quite enough blocks to cross that finish line. Or maybe it'll work out just perfectly. Let's see. It would be pretty crazy if it worked out perfectly. All right, that's another curve down. And another curve down. Oh, we've got one more curve, you guys. Let's see if we can do it. I think we're gonna do it, you guys. Oh no. Hold your breath. Let's see if 46 blocks can fill in this entire section. I feel like we're gonna be short. Oh, but you never know. No, we're gonna be short. There's no way. 20 more blocks? No. Oh man, we got so close, you guys. We got so close, but we couldn't quite finish it. That's all right. This was very successful anyways. Oh, I still have one more in my hand. Let's place this guy down. All right. Well, everybody, that is the end of this ASMR long play. I hope you are asleep by now, or at least very relaxed. Thank you for spending the time with me to gather up some resources and build out the top of this mushroom. I will end up finishing this on my own off stream, just because there's such little to do. But as always, thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe before you go so you don't miss the next long play or the next stream. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. PST. I hope to see you there sometime. Have a great rest of your night, have a good week, and I will see you again sometime soon. Bye-bye.